I wanted to talk to you about something very important. A lot of times we go through things in our life that are so traumatic, they scar us psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, but they also scar us physically. And I know I live with a miracle who has got scars from the top of his head to the sole of his feet. And many times in life, what we choose to do is to hide those or to camouflage them or to keep them covered, because that's the part of us that shows maybe to others that we're flawed, are marred. And especially when we look at our reflection in the mirror, we're reminded of that trauma that caused that permanent reminder in those scars. And you know, with Jesus, I know what it's like, because Thomas said, I won't believe until I touch his scars. I put my hand in his scars. And with Seth, he came home on the night of his birthday, and he told us he wanted to shave his head, and I was, trying to beg him and plead with him, please don't do that, please don't do that, because I was so afraid of, hear me now, I was so afraid of what people would think. I was so afraid of the conclusion that they would draw by just looking at him and not knowing who he is or the story behind the scars. And boy, did this guy teach me a very, very powerful lesson. He explained to me that his scars were his testimony. They were proof that God raised him from the dead. They were proof that he survived something that he should have died in the process and never have lived, but they're proof that God raised him up off of a highway when he was dead, like Lazarus. And they speak to people. So as I shaved his head, reluctantly, but went ahead and helped out, I shaved his head and I began to see like an unveiling of sorts. It's been 7.5 years since I saw that, because the last time I saw his shaved head was in the hospital. So it brought back all of these floods of emotions and memories as I looked at his scars, and it reminded me. And at the same time, such a attitude of gratitude came over me, because I said, look how far he's come. Look how far God has brought him, when every one of those scars are a testament to God's faithfulness. And so right now, I know that there's things that you've gone through that you have kept hidden because you don't want to talk about it. Maybe it's an abortion that you feel shamed over. Maybe it's something like a divorce, or, sexual promiscuity, or addictions in your life. But I want to tell you that those are your testimony. Those are the proof that you survived something that should have killed you, but you got up anyway and you marched forward. So as I looked at Seth's head and I'm seeing all of these beautiful scars, I am reminded, like Thomas, that he was locked behind the door and he said, I've lost my faith. I will not believe. I will not believe that Christ is risen until I put my hand into his scars. Today, I want you to know that there's purpose behind your scars. There's a greater plan for your pain. So right now, I challenge you. And I also remind you, reveal your scars. Talk about what was devastating. Talk about the very thing that should have killed you, that could have destroyed you, that almost took you out. And give glory to God as you do that, because there is no shame in scars. I know, because Jesus Christ said, touch me and see, with his own scars, that it was proof that he not only died for us and gave everything he had for us, but he got up and he survived and he overcame. And you can too.